Hello and welcome to The Spirit Safe. My name's Rob. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Now, we're going live in March for this video, and so far we haven't done a Scotch single malt. Would you believe it? We've been doing blends, blended malts, a Belgian whiskey, no single malt. So I thought now would be a good time to treat you to a single malt that we haven't reviewed before on the channel. And it's a Blair Athol. It's the 12-year-old Flora Fauna series. And the Blair Athol animal is a little river otter, you see. So this is a Diageo distillery, obviously, with it being a Flora Fauna. Diageo own 20-odd, 23, 28 distilleries in Scotland. And a lot of them didn't have a single malt expression, so in the 90s they brought out the Flora and Fauna range. They didn't actually call it Flora and Fauna, but they had a different animal on each one. So somebody decided, let's call it Flora and Fauna, and the name sort of stuck. Blair Athol, or Blair Athol, I think they pronounce the TH. It's a Highland distillery in the town of Pitlochry, next door to Edredour. Pitlochry is sort of the gateway to the Cairngorms, so it does get a little bit of tourist traffic. And the distillery, despite the fact that there are very few Blair Athol bottlings out there, it's certainly not a household name like Glenfiddich, it does actually have a visitors centre, I believe, and tourists go and visit the distillery. I may be wrong, it may have closed, but at one point certainly it did have a visitors centre, and it's probably one of the more obscure Diageo distilleries that does have a visitors, or at least did have a visitors centre. So the classic Flora and Fauna get up, bottled at 43% ABV. I bought this in the UK and had a family member smuggle it in for me. I bought this actually in 2017 and haven't had a chance to open it until now, in 2020. My doctor will be pleased that I'm not killing brain cells at quite the rate that I kill my credit card. So, Highland single malt from a Diageo distillery. Most of it goes into the Bell's blend. But let's see what we have. I've been enjoying this one very, very much. It's sweet, but it's aromatic. Sweet sherry, very oaky and waxy. There's a waxy lemon rind going on, very full nose, sweet. Citrus, a polish type note that actually I didn't pick up in abundance when I was first trying this, but lots and lots of tropical fruit, little bit of tobacco. Orange peel, green tart apples. Do pick up kind of Japanese fruit or citrus candies. Japanese are quite good at making artificial flavors, so you know the Japanese candies you pick up can have really vivid representations of the real thing, and this is really like a Japanese pomelo, or the Asian pomelo grapefruit. Honey, a little bit of heather hinted at, bit of stewed tea, so the oak, sort of assertive oak, but initially it was very soft, but now I'm getting that little bit more of that astringency, a little bit more of that aromatic note. Quite a bit of pineapple, mint tea, cloves, little bit of chocolate, maybe just a hint of cocoa, coffee, rye type spices, but waxy, citrus forward, oak forward, malty, sherried, sweet and sour type notes with a little bit of cocoa and mint as it starts to open up. What do we have on the palate? Let's see. Assertive malt, tobacco-y notes, malt and sherry, sweet toffee, sweet and sour notes, nice, palatable package, creamy, apples, strawberry, caramel, sort of custardy notes as it moves on to the finish, but it's creamy, barley sugars, apple pie, spices, citrus, chocolate, slightly salty, really nice, easy to palate stuff. Citrusy on the nose. Let's have another sip, shall we? Yeah, sweet, malty, spicy, orange notes going on there. Very interesting. Very good stuff. For a virtually unknown distillery, all the stock going into blends. Very good stuff. Adding a bit of water, the oak astringency and citrusy lime notes starts to become even more forward, a very sour candy note, pomelo, which is the Japanese or the Asian grapefruit, maybe a regular sort of pink grapefruit as well. Oaky, sour apples, sawdusty oak, old-fashioned citrus type malt as well. I think it's a little bit like a whiskey sour because you have the alcohol, the oak, the orange peel all working together. So yeah, it's not quite like a whiskey sour, but with the alcohol, the burnt orange peel, it's sort of coming through that way a little. Okay, sour kind of raspberry notes. Assam tea. The palate after a drop of water, still getting that oak, but it's all calmed down rather a lot. Raspberries, sweet malt, sweet, fruity, creamy flavors coming through, brown sugar, what's it called now? Maple syrup, maple sugars, toasted marshmallow. The finish is of rum balls or rum liqueurs, liqueur chocolates, wax, chocolate, citrus rind, coffee and cream, cinnamon, bitter lemon, and there's sort of a biscuity note to the finish and waves of more complex oak. As you get into the second glass of this, spending a bit more time with it, kind of waves of oak complexity. So, I can't remember what I paid for this, I'll have to look it up, but this was not a bad buy at all. For some, you know, if you've got access to this, if you live in a country where this is sold, never seen a bottle in Canada, but if you're in Europe where this is, you know, this is one of the Flora and Fauna bottlings that's still available, highly recommend it for the price, which I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. It wasn't too high for the quality that you're getting of this bottling, and an opportunity to try an unusual distillery as well. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed the review. Like, comment and subscribe, and hope to see you again soon. Cheers, bye bye.